On this video, guys, I'm going to tell you why cold calling and text messaging can be challenging and what you can do about it. All right, so as you guys have been following me on my podcast or on this YouTube channel, or maybe you're a part of one of my Facebook groups, I have always been a massive advocate for cold calling. I've said time and time again that I got into this space by cold calling 100 realtors a day on my cell phone, which there was no triple line dialers, so I actually had to use my trusty old cell phone. With that said, I have always implemented cold calling into our business, and today it still works and is something that most investors should be utilizing. Now, text messaging is a newer technology in our space. No, obviously it's not a newer technology, but in the space of real estate investing, it is the newer strategy or platform that many wholesalers and investors alike are actually utilizing. By the way, I happen to be one of them. I love cold calling and I love text messaging for different reasons. But here is the challenge. This is a challenge that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to this, and it's skip tracing. Your data is the most important part of your calling and your texting, and if you don't have good data, you're not gonna have a good connect rate. If you don't have a good connect rate, you're not gonna get leads, and you know how that goes. Now, for whatever reason, us gurus don't talk about this. And the reality is, skip tracing can be very, very expensive. Again, no one really talks about this. Not certain why, but I know this to be true because I myself have 8 cold callers currently right now, as well as I have 2 VAs doing text messaging. So I need to skip trace a lot of data. I'm actually, as a moment in time, looking at opening up a brand new market, which means I need even more data. And the reality is, whether you're getting it for 11 cents, 12 cents, 13 cents, 18 cents, 20 cents, it all starts to add up. Most commonly, you'll be roughly around 15 cents per skip trace for good skip tracing. By the way, as a side note, if you have anyone telling you that you can get 2 or 3 or 4 cent skip tracing, stay away from that. That's not good data skip tracing, okay? That is inexpensive, you get what you pay for skip tracing. Make sense? So, what I would tell you about that is make sure you're paying for quality. The very best in the industry is gonna obviously be Nexus, Lexus, or TLO. Those are the 2 that are almost impossible to get. You have to have certain type of security accounts with them. But there are other opportunities out there, and some names that you know and have used over time. I want to just talk about the fact that if you're around that 15 cents per skip trace, you're around the right price point for good data. Now, if you are someone who's cold calling and you hire virtual assistants or a cold call team, then you realize like even a data set of 10,000, which can be free on multiple different platforms, whether you're using Find Motivated Sellers Now from Clothier, or you use PropStream or ListSource or any of the other list data houses, even if you get it for free, if you need to skip trace 10,000 records at 15 cents, that is $1,500. Now, this is the big challenge that people aren't aware of. They may think, oh, I want a cold call because it's less expensive than direct mail. While I do agree with you, you still have a decent amount of cost associated with cold calling, at least at volume. That's why on previous recordings and previous trainings, you will see I tend to recommend Mojo Sells to get started, because for under $300 a month, you actually can get a lead store provided, which will allow you to skip trace all of the data you can consume for absolutely free, and you have a triple line dialer. So, why do I talk about this in this video? Well, first of all, guys, I'm gonna ask an ask of you. If you're liking this content, you like my videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Now, why do I talk about this? Well, the reason why is most people don't. You will see many training videos out there, myself included, talking about how texting and cold calling are the primary ways to get deals and can be very inexpensive. but inexpensive compared to what? Inexpensive compared to PPC? Absolutely. Inexpensive compared to direct mail? Absolutely. But there's still a cost. And what I find and hear about from my own coaching clients, and I do have a coaching program. If you're interested, just go to 𝐷𝐶𝑠cienceofflipping.com. I'm happy to talk to you guys. You can fill out a quick form and see if we're a good fit. But even my coaching clients are trying to outsource the cold calling and text messaging. So not only do they need to skip trace the leads, now they're paying a virtual assistant, a call floor, or otherwise to actually do the work. All of a sudden, you went from having a little marketing budget to having to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month on just the data, skip tracing, and a virtual assistant or call floor to actually do the work for you. And I ask you, how long can you do that for? Again, as I've stated from the beginning, I love cold calling and I love text messaging, and I encourage you to do it. But I encourage you to do it the right way. If you don't have a marketing budget and you can't find $3,000 or more a month on your marketing budget, you need to be the ones calling and you need to be the ones texting. You should not be outsourcing that unless you have a budget allocated to it. Now, if you have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in the bank because you're already doing deals, yes, I'm absolutely fine with you outsourcing and leveraging other people's time so that you can focus on the sales component, which is why you get deals. But if you do not, please do not try to go and outsource it because you don't like it. No one likes cold calling, shocker. I want you to focus on actually getting deals. I want you to do the work until you have that bank account set up so that you can outsource it and you can actually hire virtual assistants, cold callers, or maybe even bring it in-house and pay someone to come into your office or otherwise to do it for you. But again, the challenge I see across this space is people don't talk about this one big thing, which is the cost of skip tracing. It's not gonna go down. It potentially could, if there's enough competition, potentially it can go down some. But for good skip tracing, you're gonna be at that 15 cents-ish number, and that should give you a good return in terms of good contact rate, good lead ratio. Now, this training isn't all about all the lists you're pulling and the accuracy. I'll save that for another training. But I will tell you this, if you're on a minimal budget, focus on Mojo Sells for a triple line dialer. Also, Launch Control. All the links that you will ever need are right below in the comments. And again, if you are interested in learning more from me and being a part of the coaching program, which I personally will be coaching you, go ahead and go to 𝐷𝐶𝑠cienceofflipping.com. That link is below down in the comments, and I'll make sure if you fill out the form, I'll make sure I get on the phone with you and we can feel out if you are a good fit. Otherwise, guys, I hope you guys are going out there and crushing it, achieving your goals, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.